So yesterday was my best friend Greg's birthday, which is usually a big deal because his mom throws these over-the-top themed parties. Last year it was a Jurassic Park party, complete with inflatable dinosaurs and a cake shaped like a T-Rex. This year, however, Greg made one request: absolutely no clowns. Apparently, he's had coulrophobia since he was 6, when a clown at a fair tried to make him a balloon animal and accidentally popped it right in his face. Fair enough, right? But here's where things got weird. Greg's mom, determined to avoid any clown-related trauma, decided to hire mimes instead. Mimes are just like clowns, but quieter, she said, as if that was reassuring. When I arrived, the house looked normal from the outside. Balloons, streamers, the usual. But the moment I stepped inside, I was greeted not by cheerful noise, but by a wall of eerie silence. 4 mimes stood at the entrance, each pretending to open invisible doors and climb invisible stairs. I waved hello, but they just nodded and pretended to tip invisible hats at me. The other guests looked confused. I tried to make small talk, but every time I asked a mime a question, they just shrugged and started pulling invisible ropes or pretending to eat invisible cake. At one point, Greg's grandma got stuck in an invisible box and had to be rescued by 2 performers in matching berets. As the party went on, things got even more surreal. The mimes performed a silent rendition of Happy Birthday, which mostly involved jazz hands and blowing air kisses at Greg. When it came time to open presents, one mime handed Greg an invisible gift, which he then had to pretend to unwrap and pretend to be excited about. The actual cake cutting was a disaster. No one wanted to be the first to make noise, so everyone just pantomimed eating cake and stared at each other in awkward silence. Even the dog seemed confused, pawing at the air and whining quietly, as if he too had been sucked into this white-gloved dimension of hush. After 2 hours of this, Greg finally stood up, clapped his hands twice, and said, "Okay, I think we've all learned something important today." We all leaned in, expecting some heartfelt reflection about facing fears or the power of friendship. Instead, he deadpanned, "Next year, I'm just inviting mummies. At least they're wrapped up in their issues."